A microwave from Almaty has stirred up the entire engineering community. Let me tell you what's going on there right now. When it's turned on, it emits some strange signal that causes the lights to turn on in the neighboring house. Let me remind you what the Almaty poltergeist is all about. There's a house with a kitchen in it. In this kitchen, there's a built-in microwave oven. When it's turned on, the lights in the stairwells of the neighboring building come on across several entrances. But this happens every single time the microwave oven is turned on. And what remains to be figured out is how exactly it sends its controlling signal to the neighboring building entrance, whether it's through electromagnetic waves, high-frequency radiation, through the electrical wiring, secondary circuits, through concrete, through rebar, through grounding, or by some method we don't yet know about. Let's break down the most popular theories to understand how this happens and whether we should be worried about having microwaves in our homes. It all started when a young woman from Almaty posted a video that instantly racked up hundreds of thousands of views. She turns on the microwave in her house. Listen, I'm turning on the microwave right now. See? There and there too. And when she turns it on, the lights in the stairwells of the neighboring building turn on as well. That same day, I made a remix showing how this could be done with the help of an assistant. You can put your phone on speaker, turn on the microwave, and give a signal to your assistant, who can somehow affect the lighting in the building entrance. But then, after I published that video, the husband of that girl got in touch with me. Right now, pause the video, leave your comment, and share it. This will help the channel grow. It turned out they were very intelligent, kind people who had no intention of stirring up the public with any kind of prank. But they really did have some kind of poltergeist going on. I started investigating my own microwave and noticed that it also emits a small amount of electromagnetic field radiation. There's an increase in power flux density when it's turned on. And two main theories emerged, one electrical, the other high frequency. But before we get into the theories, let me tell you that, first of all, we did a live stream with these guys on TikTok, and during the stream, they demonstrated turning on this light and described different situations. They also did a bit of diagnostics. They were brought two different microwaves, one of which was brand new, super reliable, super protected, and it turned on the light in exactly the same way. The other was an old microwave belonging to their parents, which also affected the lighting in the neighboring house in the same way. Commenters were actively discussing this during the stream and also under my videos. These were engineers who were saying things like, disconnect the grounding, reconnect the grounding, check this, change the phase. And most of these things the guys had already done. They changed the phase, it didn't help. They supplied power from outside the apartment, it didn't help. The only thing that helped was moving the microwave further out into the hallway. So, within the kitchen, it was still causing its harmful effects. So, there was some kind of radiation going toward the neighboring building. When you turn it on, the microwave draws a large current, and even while it's running, the current is still pretty high. At 2 kilowatts, that's about 8 to 10 amps. At the same time, microwaves often draw a current that isn't a pure sine wave. And that means these interferences, high-frequency harmonics, can get into the power grid and somehow reach the neighboring building, affecting the sensor circuit there. But this theory falls apart because the houses are powered by different substations. I also started to suspect that maybe it's the wiring itself. For example, maybe there are some twisted connections in one of the junction boxes. They got twisted together in some mysterious way and turned into an antenna. A large current flows through them, including high-frequency interference. And these antennas start emitting those high-frequency interferences, affecting the motion sensors in the neighboring house. And the motion sensors there are microwave-based. It all seems to add up. But my theory fell apart when they powered the microwave not from their own apartment. So we can rule out the version that the microwave itself is emitting through the electrical wiring. The theory that the problem was inside the microwave itself, and that high-frequency emissions were coming from the casing, was also ruled out because they disconnected the grounding and tried other microwaves. It's unlikely that other microwaves would have the exact same malfunction. And that's when I came up with the main idea that could explain everything. In other words, whenever the microwave is turned on, it inevitably emits some kind of high-frequency interference, extremely high frequency. And some element in the building structure, maybe something left there on purpose or by accident, like a plate embedded in the concrete, the building is monolithic, acts as a horn antenna or amplifier, picking up this signal and sending it out into the surrounding space. And only in their apartment, in their kitchen, is there such a defect that spreads this initial burst of high-frequency electromagnetic noise. This theory can be confirmed or disproved by specialists with special equipment, who can come and measure the fields, the field intensities, the high-frequency fields, as well as any irregularities in them. Also, during the broadcast, while we were discussing, a theory came up that it could be a Wi-Fi amplifier. A neighbor's Wi-Fi amplifier that picks up this surge, somehow retransmits it, and sends it further out into the external space. These are the main theories currently being considered. Many engineers from Belarus, Kazakhstan, and guys from the Association of Electricians of Kazakhstan, who have seen a lot of interesting cases in their lives, took part in the discussion. I'm sure that engineers around the world have never encountered such a problem, and in my opinion, it's somewhat unique. That's why I ask everyone watching my video, not just those involved in power engineering, but especially those working with radio technology, high-frequency emissions, waveguides, antennas, amplifiers, and so on, to write your theories in the comments about what this could be, what element could pick up the slightest surge from a microwave, amplify it, and transmit it. For my part, I ordered microwave motion sensors similar to the ones installed in that neighboring building. They operate on the same principle, and I plan to run experiments with my own microwave oven. I was already surprised by the fact that when it's turned on, it emits something outward. There is some kind of surge. I recorded it with my device. Here I have this device. It's inexpensive, but the manufacturer claims it operates in the range of 50 MHz to 3.3 GHz. That's exactly what I use to detect those surges. Of course, it's not a government-certified device. It's not officially certified. You could say it's more like an indicator, like a test screwdriver for high-frequency radiation. But still, it did indicate something. If it comes to more serious research, we'll have to use more advanced equipment. I'll keep experimenting with my microwave, and the guys will keep looking for the problem. When they find the problem, there will be a second video, and the link to it will definitely be in the description for this one. Maybe the arrangement of the exhaust hood, the sink, or something else created some kind of unique resonating antenna. So once again, I'm asking, if you really know your stuff when it comes to high frequencies, waveguides, amplifiers, antennas, please share your theories in the comments below this video. We'll keep investigating this issue until we solve it. And the question about microwaves remains open. After all, they're not as simple as they seem. But I believe there's no need to panic or think they're dangerous to your life. Still, it wouldn't hurt to study their properties. This was Markov Alexander, Energolic Buzz. Stay tuned only to positive, high-frequency or low-frequency waves. See you!